I want to become exceptional. And what I've learned is I need to learn to do the basic things to become exceptional. But there's a lot of theories about that. Some people will have different theories about how you pick up a skill, that you need to put in a certain amount of hours, like putting in 10,000 hours to become an expert, having an 80-20 split to become proficient at a skill. But what I've learned from myself, or for myself personally, that works, to become exceptional, you need to learn the basics. And what does that actually mean? Because it kind of sounds like a paradox. Well, if you're constantly focused on becoming exceptional, it's going to prevent you from doing the basics. People take the basics for granted, but those basics are where all the growth lies. I believe to become exceptional, it's more of a game of quantity versus quality. And the reason why I say that, there was a study done where a university, they had a group of photographers who had to focus on quantity for their final project. So they would take photos and just focus on taking as many photos as possible for the final project and then pick the best one, versus the second group where they had to focus on quality. They could only take one photo and it had to be the best quality possible. What ended up happening in this experiment, the group that focused on quantity, what happened is they gained a lot more experience. They tried out different angles, they tried different settings, different environments. They ended up taking the best picture. Versus the other group focused on quality, they were struggling, and most of the time they just spent procrastinating, not really knowing what to do, trying to come up with a plan. But how are you going to come up with a plan when you haven't gotten started? The problem with focusing on being exceptional right out of the gates is you're going to put a plan together on how you can do an exceptional piece of work, but what you miss out on is the day-to-day task, getting the experience, and you miss out on the journey of actually learning what it takes. The journey itself is the best teacher. How can you come up with a plan when you don't have any experience? And that's where most people, they fall off. They focus on it has to be right, it has to be done correctly, so they never get started. You can study and you can read about a subject many hours every single day, but the things that you learn by actually putting it to use, by getting the practice, are lessons that are never taught in books and can't be taught by other people. You learn in your own way. You have your own personal experience, your own personal worldview. So you're gonna learn in a very personal manner. And the best way to have a more personal learning journey is to get down and dirty with it. Roll up your sleeves and let's get into it. You don't learn to become a natural on camera without having ever spoken on camera. A much easier way to do that is to be on camera again and again and again until you get comfortable with it, until you're used to that feeling, until you're used to that setup. Don't miss out on the journey. Learn to do the ordinary things, because that's where all the gold is. It's not about being exceptional. It's about doing the basic tasks that everyone else is putting off because they take it for granted. Hopefully that was helpful to someone out there watching, and I will see you in the next one.